Welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to make a start with this page from Leila Duly's The Flower Year. And this page is in the book situated in the month of November. This coloring book has pictures all through the year from January to December, and this is November, the buried Virginia creeper. I had to look it up. I didn't know what kind of plant it is, and it turns out that it has blueberries and these twigs are red. I'm not sure whether the larger twigs here are red also. Well, let's just start and we'll see. I am using today Derwent Lightfast pencils. I have a set of 24 and a couple of extra. I bought a couple of extra open stock and I haven't used them that much. Only once or twice. So this is a nice opportunity to try them again. This color is called Sapphire, and these pencils are nice and soft, very soft. So I hope you've all been doing well. I want to thank you all for your very warm comments on the YouTube channel. It's very nice to be back. I can tell you there are a couple of challenges health-wise, but let's see if I can manage everything. But I won't talk about that much today in this video. I don't think I will be able to finish this drawing in one session, but well, let's make a start. It's November in the Netherlands, and we switched from beautiful sunny days to grey, misty, clouded. And that's a type of weather that occurs in the Netherlands. Well, not very often, but it is quite common. And it is also common that it lasts, well, longer than one day. Today's the 4th day that we have this type of weather, and it can go up to 4 weeks. Yes, that happens in late autumn, winter, early spring. Here I have scarlet. I try to maintain that very light layer. That very light layer is key in the way that I color. I like the layering. It has one downside, and that is that it takes a lot of time. But it gives me the best results. So yes, autumn has really started now here in the Netherlands. And although cozy days are ahead, with Sinterklaasfeest, a couple of birthdays, Christmas. To be honest, I do prefer springtime, summertime, early autumn. Yesterday I saw quite a few birds in our garden looking for food, and that reminded me that it is also time to put the bird feeders back in the garden. So I think next week I will... oh, you must be able to see it, otherwise it is no use recording this. So yes, it's time to put the bird feeders back in the garden. Now I have no idea how this area looks, but I'm just going to add a little bit more red here. It's quite easy to go from red to more brownish tones, so, or green. I can do a little bit of green, that's all okay. I did notice in the pictures that I saw from this plant that there is a touch of red close to the leaves. So I'll put that in also. These things, I have no idea. I think they are green actually, and this shows you that this is a climber plant, so it climbs and it uses these tentacles to grab something and then it climb further up, for example a wall or a tree. I can imagine that this plant loves climbing trees. Because I don't know this plant, it could be that I'm talking complete nonsense, so if you know anything about this plant, I'd like to hear from you. Read what you know about this plant. Do you have it in the garden? Where does it live? Virginia creeper, so I suppose it is somewhere. It is common in England, the UK. So this yellow is sun yellow. When I bought the set of 24 Lightfast pencils, my first attempt to use them was in a drawing. My first attempt to use these pencils was in a drawing with flowers, and that didn't turn out very well. And the reason for that is that the set that I own has a lot of earth tones. And yes, there is lavender and blue and a slight pink, but they all have this slightly earthy tone. So it didn't work out that well when it comes to creating very vibrant flowers. So then I switched to a different subject, not flowers, and things improved. They are lovely pencils, but I think it's more for stuff like this. The greens and the browns. In one of my previous videos I told you about the necessity of having a sharp point, and this point right now is not sharp enough for me. Why? Because my eyes are not precise enough with viewing anymore to accurately see where I place my tip of the pencil. So this is better. I need new reading glasses, but I haven't found the time to get a couple. But okay, that will happen later. It needs to happen because I really need them. But with this sharper point, things go much better. These little tentacles remind me of vineyards. The grapes, the plants of grapes. They have the same type of tentacles to help them grow and attach themselves. So this is the first layer, and now I can go build, and I'm starting with bright tones, the brightest that I have in my set. This one is grass green, 70%. I think that one is great for a second layer. Toning down is the easiest part of this. I can easily tone down by adding more layers, but when I start muted, it is quite difficult to get more brighter tones. So let's start bright and tone down. I can tell you these Lightfast pencils are a joy to work with. Absolutely beautiful pencil. Soft, vibrant, smooth, and they I think they are quite resistant to breakage, and sharpening goes smooth as well. The next couple of days I will have some time off. I won't be doing any teaching, and I'm looking forward to that. It's not that I don't like the teaching, but there are so many chores that need to be done here in and around the home that I like just planning time off to do those chores. And I did that last summer, and that was it went very well. So I'm going to try that again. And I thought, well, let's make a list of all the things that I want to do. But it is so much that I want to do that I will not be able to fix that in the couple of days that I have planned for this type of work. So if again this works out very fine, then I will plan more of those days off to just work on those little projects. And it's all about organizing and improving things in and around the home. And I like that. I like doing that. I like organizing, making things beautiful. I like that, making things beautiful. I'm not so much interested in whether things are squeaky clean. I'm interested in beauty. And I think that is something that drew me towards painting, drawing, coloring, stuff like that. The arts. So the next couple of days I'm going to make my home beautiful. A little bit more beautiful. So let's take a step back and I'm going to add a second layer of blue on the berries. And the color is called Mid Ultramarine, and it's quite a light tone, and I do that on purpose. I want to fill in the white before I move on to the darker tones. On the reference photos that I saw, these berries are quite dark, but I think it's important to give them this basic tone first. And I'm quite wondering whether I can finish these berries with only the Lightfast pencils that I have. Because the blue tones that I own are all mid-tones, not very dark. And maybe I need a darker pencil. And that would mean that I would need to borrow one from another pencil set. Next month we have the famous Sinterklaasfeest here in the Netherlands. And I was working on my wish list for this year, and of course I always have a gift card for the favorite art store, my favorite art store in Rotterdam. But this year I also asked for stuff to grow my own petunia plants. So I'm asking for a little greenhouse and little pots, stuff like that. Let's try another blue. This is mid blue 70%. With a very sharp point, I need that. Close to where I live there is this flower growing company. I don't know how to call the type of company. They have huge greenhouses and they grow these annuals, the annual flowering plants. And once in every 2 years they have a fancy fair where you can buy their teeny tiny plants right from the greenhouse, and then you have to grow them yourself. I love that, and the results are always good. The problem is when they do not have a fancy fair. In those years I have to buy my flowering plants somewhere else, and I never ever get the same results as with those teeny tiny plants that I bought there. So what I'm trying to do now, last spring there was the fancy fair, I bought the flowers, and this summer the results were great, of course. So now I am trying to keep a couple of plants, get them through the winter, and then make cuttings and grow my own tiny petunia plants. This should be possible. I did a little bit of research, so that's a nice experiment for next spring. So those things that I need to grow these little plants are on my wish list this year. By the way, I think I have to do a little bit. This doesn't look right. This really doesn't look right. I'm talking too much. But anyway, I like working with plants. Last summer I changed the front garden in front of our house. Just loved it. Next year I'm planning to restore a pergola that is here in the garden, in the backyard. It's very old and it needs repairs. I'm going to try to do that myself. I'm really looking forward to that. I think I can do it. There's this, in Europe, this famous children's book, Pippi Langkous. Pippi, that's the Dutch version, what I'm telling you now, Pippi Langkous. It's Pippi Stroomfolds, something like that, I'm not sure. I think it is from a Danish writer or Swedish, somebody Scandinavian. And it's about a kid that is very independent for her age. I really did not like the TV series that was made of it, but this girl had one very famous saying, mantra, I think, which is very important, and that is, I've never done this before, so I think I can do it. And that one made me think. So whenever I try to do something new, I think of her. I've never done this before, so I think I can do it. And that same goes for next year's project in the garden. And I think the same goes for art projects. I'm thinking about making a big painting again. And well, it's been a couple of years since I did that. This one is magenta. I'm switching over to these twigs. Yes, I'm thinking about doing a bigger painting again. I'm not sure yet about the size, the medium. We'll see. I am going to do a couple of smaller projects. Those are going to be mixed media, I think. And I'm now doing some preparations And the plan is to make some videos about those little projects. And these are supposed to be projects that you will be able to do with me if you want to. So they will be with only pencils. No, that's not true what I'm saying, because I think it's going to be mixed media. A combination of watercolor, water-soluble pencils and colored pencil. I think that's going to be it. Maybe a touch of soft pastels. We'll see. I made a little mistake here. Now the electrical eraser is out of order, but I can use it without it being switched on. So I think I need to switch it on. The battery is completely gone. I need to change the battery before I use it again, so let's continue this. So let's take a step back. So this is just the first two to three, here 3 layers. And well, I need to do quite a lot more, of course. But now I have the bright tones in. I need to think a little bit more about how to tackle these blueberries, because, well, I'm not sure if this is the right way to do it. But in the next episode I will continue the layering and the building of the colors, and I think in the meantime I will take another look at a couple of reference photos that might be useful, because I really have no idea. I've never seen this plant in real life, so I need to take a look at a couple more pictures, I think. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and well, see you in part 2 of this drawing. Bye bye.